Anybody got any last words?
They're gonna kill us.
Right.
Actually, I was gonna ask you guys that. You got me out here in the middle of nowhere, bumfuck Minnesota.
Right.
There's four of you metalheads. I'm just, hoping you guys make the death quick and painless.
Right. I don't know, man. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers.
Alright, fellas. We are here with some Fargo metal bands. And what's your name? Gargasmell?
That's actually my feet. Gorgatron?
Gorgatron,
Yes.
okay. Okay, spell it.
I dropped out.
Alright, well, I guess we'll just have to, we'll put your fucking logo up here.
Metal decoder ring out.
Yeah.
It's spelled how it sounds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a pretty smart fan base here, so I'm sure they'll figure it
It's
out.
like Gorg and then a Tron.
Okay, what is a Gorgatron?
It's
Giant
It's a
robot.
fictional character.
Giant robot.
Okay. And
TV show.
Yes.
so, how long have you guys been around? When did you guys start?
I mean, it's been going on like 10 years now.
Okay, and how did you guys come about? I mean, did you guys know each other? Did you guys all go to school together?
Well, like originally it started off with me and another dude and a drum machine, just like fucking around, making stupid death metal songs. And we were in other bands, and the other bands kind of fizzled out, so then I just like, we'll just turn this into a real band. And then eventually, like, Matt came along, so I had a real drummer finally. That was cool. And then we had another guy play guitar named Neil Stein. So originally, I played bass and did vocals. He was on guitar, and then Matt on drums. And then eventually, Neil left, and we kind of shifted around. So I play guitar now, and then picked up these two assholes along the way. So.
Okay, and I know you guys got a festival coming up in June.
Yeah, we're going out to Chicago. Sweet home Chicago. Toastamania. Actually, as you're recording this, a year ago we were on tour with the Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacre and Goblet, and they happen to throw a fest every year, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fest a year called Toastamania. So yeah, this is the part where you're gonna like splice in footage from Toastamania of them jumping off a roof. Yeah, no, it's just basically like a couple hours, 4 hours or so of just bands, thrash, punk, hardcore, all that good stuff.
Okay, and you guys have done shows outside of Fargo, North Dakota before, correct?
Oh, yeah.
It just can you guys just kind of elaborate, like how does one, like a local band, how do they, kind of branch out? How do you guys network and get these festivals and?
You just find other bands, talk to other bands in different cities, and whatever it be, just can you book a show for us? If you trade shows, you get us Chicago, you can come up to Fargo. It's kind of like tape trading, except with gigs. So
Okay,
it's
perfect.
kind of the DIY route of doing it, which we've done a ton of. So
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. Metallica or Megadeth?
Megadeth.
I'm a Megadeth guy. Everyone knows this.
I like Metallica, man.
Megadeth never wrote Battery. That's the clincher for me.
The thing, alright, so if that argument ever comes up, which everyone knows that argument, what you can say is like Megadeth had the musicianship, but Metallica was always just like a band of the same dudes. Megadeth is Mega Dave.
Metallica wrote better songs.
That's
Megadeth
why.
might have been technically a better band, but Megadeth wrote better. Or Metallica
I know,
wrote
see,
better
he
songs.
even knows Megadeth wrote better.
Are we gonna open up the Mechanics versus Four Horsemen
I'm all about it being
argument
faster,
again? Because it's not. It's not even.
I like Rust in Peace. That's my thing.
no. Megadeth
So
for
there you
life.
go. It's 2-on-2. I don't know. Make your own decision.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, Megadeth still is writing good albums.
I guess he does have that.
Yeah,
I still never wrote Battery.
Dystopia was by far better than Metallica's new album.
Well,
Yeah. But
And he never wrote Saint Anger.
we should put on record that.
Ooh,
And
a good
he
point.
never did an album with Lou Reed.
Yeah. We should put on tape
But
that we
did
we like
Megadeth
both
ever
bands.
write Battery?
oh man,
okay.
I don't know. It's an
See,
argument that's
the-
gonna go on
I was
forever.
gonna say this has happened many times in a drunken
At least,
fucking circle arguing about
yeah.
it.
At least Megadeth and Metallica. See how I put Megadeth first? Aren't Tool.
This discussion again.
Damn, might have opened a can of worms here.
Yeah,
You might have.
Okay,
It's
let's
everyone's favorite argument, pretty much.
well, let's go way back. Like, I'm kind of interested. Like, how did you guys first get into metal? You know, I mean, what made you guys want to be in a metal band?
Oh man.
I guess my older brother kind of got me into all the stuff that I'm into, so he got me into metal, and then I kind of just started listening to more extreme metal.
Okay, and what? So, like, what were kind of your influences growing up? I mean, you know, the bands you listened to in the beginning.
In the beginning, I was like Slipknot and that whole like new metal gimmick phase. Then I heard Cannibal Corpse and Cradle of Filth, and that pretty much changed everything.
Okay, I hear
And then Goat Horde. Those are like the top three for me.
you.
Get
Okay.
me into this kind of music, anyways.
All right, yeah, we can just go down the line here. And,
I don't know, I used to pedal around Minneapolis a lot, listening to like punk and hardcore. When I was 8 years old, though, I did go to a record store. I bought a Polished Rock, Weird Al's Fat on cassette, and then there was this one album cover. I was like, this is the coolest thing. And it ended up being Metallica and Justice for All.
Oh,
Yeah, so
weird.
that's how that
That's
works.
interesting.
weird.
Yeah, and then going into whatever grade that summer, like I went clothes shopping with my mom, and she always had me like head to toe like Nike windbreaker Timberlands, and I was like, I wanna pick up my own clothes. And it was like black shirt, blue jeans, and then like I said, I was pedaling around. I used to do BMX, hanging out with like all the punk and hardcore kids. And I just kind of slowly started stumbling into playing an instrument, and then stopped playing punk and kept trying to play more technical stuff. So, yeah, that's how that happened.
Okay, and what? So, what were your influences that got you into metal?
Man.
Well, obviously Metallica.
Yeah, obviously Metallica and
that's a
Justice
given.
for All. And then, I don't know, like bands like Fear, Sick of It All, Agnostic Front. And then, yeah, I don't know, your Guars, stuff like that. Like all the crazy shows that would come to Minneapolis that everyone would talk about, I'd go to. Like I used to go to Hatebreed shows and give them food so I could get into the show because it was like a 18 or 21 plus when I was a young kid. So
I've seen Hatebreed a few times, and they are an amazing live band.
yeah, you're seasoned vets. But yeah, I listen to so much stuff, man. But when it comes to like the top 5, it would be like Malevolent Creation, CKY, Typo Negative, Megadeth, and maybe Believer.
Okay.
That's the things that I still listen to since day one. So
Okay. Right on.
Before I say anything, I have to say that Cam and I recently did another interview, and he said the exact same thing. And I'm not saying that he maybe rehearsed that, but might want to invest.
Well,
actually, he said it in this order.
well, that's fine. I'm sure I got more followers than whoever you did the podcast with. So,
Right.
this interview will be the real one. They'll think this is the first one. So
Okay.
it's all good. But yeah, thanks for the heads up.
I mean, I'm just gonna start keeping track of how many interviews that Cam said the exact same thing.
You guys will probably. You guys will probably just rehearse all your questions and you just write them down, and like next interview, you just have an answer. It won't even deal anything with the question, but you'll have the answer down.
5
So
years from now for the Wikipedia Fact or Fiction interview.
okay, so what did you listen to growing up?
A lot of Fleetwood Mac and things of that nature. The first time, this is going to destroy my credibility as a person and a musician, but the first time I heard a distorted guitar was probably Kid Rock. Straight up.
I am gonna say that last week we did an interview and Carl just word
for word said Kid Rock, and that was probably the focal point of the interview, that we're gonna lose all of our street cred because I was influenced by Kid Rock, and still to this day he's one of my biggest influences. I'm just messing, but I did the same thing Matt did, Slipknot and all that stuff when I was younger, and then I heard Cannibal Corpse and I don't care about any of those bands anymore.
Okay. What do you remember your first show? I mean, the first show that you saw.
The first show I saw was Anthrax and Rob Zombie, and that was one of those shows where I've never heard of Anthrax, and then they played, and I didn't care about Rob Zombie after that.
Okay. All right. So what about you? What do you listen to? Got you
I
in the
saw
middle?
Pantera on Headbangers Ball when I was like 12, and that was it.
God, Headbangers Ball. That show was awesome.
Dude, I don't know. Younger people don't know how fucking rad it was to like Saturday night.
It started like 11 or like midnight.
It was at midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I'd stay up all night watching that shit, and they were just the one band that they were like the most angry, fucking just pissed off thing, and I just wanted to wreck everything in the house. And then, I mean, they're kind of, when it comes to like extreme metal, they're kind of a gateway band. It's like, if you want to get into metal, they're like a good band to go like start here, because they have like, you know, some songs they play on the radio. They got like big hooks in some of their songs and shit, but like some of their B-side stuff is pretty extreme. So then it's like, you go from there, and I think where I got into death metal, like I saw a Pantera tour where Morbid Angel opened for them. If you don't know anything about Morbid Angel, like that dude was doing shit on the drums that I'd never heard before. Like I didn't know what the hell he was doing. It was that insane. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, those two bands are, like, the main two. Like, Pantera and Morbid Angel.
Okay, and do you remember your first concert you went to?
First metal concert? Or, like, I'll tell you my first...
No, just first any concert. I mean, I hope it's like Britney Spears or something.
Oh, dude, even better. It was MC Hammer in, like, 93.
Ooh, did he have the pants on?
Of course he had the fucking pants, dude. Parachute pants, of course. But like the first real metal concert I saw was White Zombie, like on their Astro Creep 2000 tour. My dad actually took me to that. Thanks, Dad.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Okay. And then who did I forget over here about first show? Yeah.
That was me. I don't know. I grew up in like a music family, like going to shows. It was probably something funky and full of R&B. So that's some local family barbecue where someone got up and did like the Temptations front to back. But notable shows would have been a old school Minneapolis punk band called Murder. They opened for Christ.
Open for Christ.
Yeah,
wow.
I think it was
It's a good bill to get on, right? It's pretty
I
prestigious.
think the headliner was Agent Orange, but something happened and they didn't show up. But there was a bunch of local Minneapolis bands, but the only one that stuck out was Murder, because their frontman, he's still around in the scene down there, but he's just like messed up on heroin. And he was back then, but his only claim to fame he ever had was that he once played on stage at First Avenue with G.G. Allen. And the truth of that story is he got on stage and then G.G. punched him. So yeah, I don't know, Murder and Agent Orange, but they didn't show up. I don't know.
Okay.
My first concert was Slipknot, Mudvayne, and Hatebreed.
Okay. Was that here in Fargo?
Yeah, at the Civic Center. It's the only time Slipknot ever played in Fargo.
Okay, I was gonna say that had to have been the show I was at, because
2000 maybe.
Okay, yep. And the only thing I remember from that show is one of the guys from one of the 9 Slipknot guys literally jumped off of like
Yeah.
the double stacked onto the crowd. It was
Yeah, that was the
that was
DJ.
insane. I mean, that was insane. But okay, yeah, that's crazy, huh? Okay,
There's a lot of parachute pants at that show.
Jinkos. Hey, yesterday was.
That was
Jinkos.
kind of like the downward Jinko when they like started coming out with like the black ones, like all the
trick,
like stupid like
trick pants.
chain things. And
I had a pair of Jinkos with a Pantera pot leaf patch sewed on my ass pocket when I was in high school.
Sounds all right. Did you have a South Park shirt as well?
I don't know
Or an
if I
Austin
did.
316?
I had a Pantera shirt for every day of the month, pretty
Awesome.
much.
Awesome.
You know,
God, the 90s were so cool.
they were pretty cool.
Now everyone's just ironically trying to look like the 90s.
okay. Oh yeah, let's I guess kind of wrap this up. Since he's already starting to play guitar, meaning he probably wants to kick me out.
He just got ADD, dude. I wouldn't worry about it.
Fidgety hands.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys got any website or social media you guys want people to go to, or?
You can go to gorgatronband.com, and then from there, like, all the social links are there. There's a store where you can buy all that stuff so we can fund our booze and cheeseburger addictions and ADD addictions. What else is on there? You can send us a message and we won't read it. And no, I'm kidding.
There's
And
music videos, yeah, you know,
songs.
we're on Instagram, Facebook, all the normal shit.
Spotify, iTunes,
Yeah.
streaming music.
All that stuff.
Okay.
It's all there. It's all on the Gorgatron band page.com. Just type in Google. I'll make it easy for you. Just Gorga, and then it should fill up the rest for you.
Sound good. And then you guys have a show coming up in Fargo pretty soon, you're saying?
Yeah, as of right now, July 13th. I believe it's not at the aquarium anymore. It's
Yeah, I got switched to a garage bar.
yeah. So July 13th at the Garage Bar, opening for Rivers of
Nile.
Alter Beast.
And Fury. Was that the other band?
Yep. Should be a good one.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you guys for the interview. Anybody got any last words?
Are you gonna kill us? Is that?
Right.
Actually, I was gonna ask you guys that. You got me out here in the middle of nowhere, bumfuck Minnesota. There's four of you metalheads. I'm just, hoping you guys make the death quick and painless.
Right. I don't know, man. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers.
The lack of stimulation has given me the will to fly. strong.